What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ascend Podcast. We have a very special episode for you guys. We're talking about lights. We're talking about audio. We're talking about whether or not we're doing church the correct way. I have an amazing friend here with me. It's honestly a pleasure of mine, bro, to be able to ask you these questions. Joel Guadarrama, founder of 3-in-1 Production. Bro, how are you doing, bro?
Man, super excited, super glad to be here. It's a privilege and honor. You guys are like family to me, so it's definitely something nice to be out here.
Bro, no, that's awesome. And I know you're in Texas right now. Ahorita that you came back, we had to take this opportunity. We had to steal some of your time like we always do. And bro, just ask you a lot of questions. First of all, what's 3-in-1 Production?
Yeah, definitely. No, 3-in-1 Productions came out of actually the heart of my mother at one point. But what it really stands for is audio, video, and lighting. We try to focus in giving consultations to churches, to venues, to high schools, pretty much to anywhere where you need any type of technology or production. We just try to give training and give the right resources for people to know. Yeah, so.
Bro, that's awesome. I think in this world of church and systems that we're in the middle of, I appreciate a guy like you. Honestly, bro, like every time we have questions or we don't know whether or not we're running this program to full potential, we always reach out to you, bro. And so that's why I'm really excited to talk about some of these topics that we have prepared. And first of all, man, are we doing church the correct way? I know churches right now, they're very focused on lighting, on production, on audio. Do you think maybe we're going too far that way in production, that we're losing our focus in the presence of God? Do you think we've crossed this line, man?
Oof, that's a really good question, man. We're going in deep fast.
Yeah, of course we have to.
That sounds good. Yeah. Well, I truly believe that it's a balance. You know, it's a balance of production and worship. It's definitely it's not easy to keep that balance, but it all starts with leadership. It all starts with, the head of the house as the pastor or the production director. I truly believe that if that person is connected and is taking the time to be in the presence of God outside of church, bro, it's just going to be overflow when you come in. It's going to be an overflow to your team. It's going to be an overflow to those people that, are following you. Because it's like I'm saying, it's not easy. Sometimes, yes, it's very, it's very quick. We could very quick switch, from worshiping and being in the presence of God to, hey, man, this LED wall looks good, or these cameras look good, or this video looks good, or these lights look good. But I also believe that if you're doing your homework at home, and which means taking the time to pray, fast, worship at home, do that time that you want to be with God, bro. Once you get to church, it's just it's an overflow that comes out of you. 100%.
Yeah. I think it's like you said, it's difficult, to stay locked in. It's a lot of pressure on the production team. On a Sunday, something goes wrong. I know you mentioned praying, maybe fasting during the week. How else, man? Like, I know a lot of young people help us out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I let them know you're worshiping while you're serving.
Correct.
Like, this is a way of worship, but how does it become genuine? How does it stay genuine?
That is good. For me, it's more of it's a relational thing, man. And I think a lot of production teams, unfortunately, not a lot, I don't want to generalize, some that I have seen in close contact, we've forgotten that. We forgot that all this is relational.
Yeah.
There's no way that, I'm going to be able to have somebody follow me if I'm not a good follower, and if I'm not having a relationship with this person as much as I'm having a relationship with the Father, and as for me, I'm a guy, man, that, right now that I'm in school, I'm managing my time a lot. I have my calendar full of like time limits now of like, at this time I got to do this and I got to do this.
Yeah.
But I do put in my daily calendar, there's a slot that I have to go in my office, throw in some worship music and just pray. I just have to, because I've realized that if I don't do that, there's no way I could speak to other people, and sometimes it's hard because, things on a Sunday, it's always on the go.
Yeah,
it's go. And it's hard to create community. But a lot of times volunteers, they're looking for somebody that could just listen to them a little bit. just take a time and be like, hey, how you doing? Remember their names. I was talking to a pastor recently, and I was telling him that 80 to 90% of the people inside of production, we're introverts.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk to nobody.
100%.
We just let me be behind my camera, let me be behind my soundboard, and leave me alone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, those introverts also need connection. They need community.
Yeah.
And yes, sometimes it's hard to get into them. But that's when us as leads of production teams, we have to take that time and actually be intentional. So if I'm coming up to you and I say hi, I'm gonna be intentional. It's gonna be a me and you talk. It's not gonna be about like, bro, you saw that frame shot, you did it wrong. It's gonna be like, yo, how you doing? How's school? How's work? How's everything that is going in your life? I want to be involved, and so I believe that's one key that we truly need nowadays. Relation.
100%. So kind of take a step back, put aside, even if it's on a Sunday, the work, the task, and have a relationship.
You have to.
No, 100%. I love that, man. Sometimes it's hard, like you said. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of young people in our church, especially, that help us out. So I love it, man. For leadership purposes, I think that's something definitely that I'm hugging right now, because I should take a step back, talk to the guys, talk to the kids, ask him how the relationship is, how are they feeling. So I love that. I didn't know the percentages, the facts. That's insane.
It's heavy. There's a lot of introverts. I believe that at least recently, in the last place where I was at, I was able to check mark my box of, okay, I did my job here. When one of my volunteers came and he was asking for prayer or advice.
Wow.
Outside of production.
That
blew my mind, because I said, okay, this is not just production anymore. This is life together. This is relationship. This is pastoral care, which are things that sometimes as production, we kind of put aside to like 100%. To the lead pastor or to the executives or to the leaders or those, higher ups. No, bro, it starts with you. It starts with the person in charge of production to say, bro, forget the mic, forget the lights. I want to know how you're doing. And when people come up to you and say, hey, man, I'm struggling on this. Or, hey, can you pray for me? Or like, man, I got laid off and I'll like, so, bro, trust me, that's more refreshing than a perfect smooth service. Even though that's refreshing too, because we don't want it to fail.
Of course.
But when one of your volunteers, starts talking to you to that level, you've reached something good now. Like you got something going on.
Wow, bro, I love that. I think that's going to be a personal checkbox that I need to check off this by the end of this year, because I really love that. I think I don't get enough of that. And so that's a really good thought. Maybe I should think of the team in a different way. Instead of, like you said, a perfect flow, I'm looking for that question now, or that, hey, that advice question. I really, really love that. I guess I would like to go to our next question, which is kind of tied down to that. Do you think churches now are becoming more like a concert venue, a concert show, more than a place of worship?
Yeah, definitely. That's a good one. Wow. So recently, again, a good pastor, a good mentor of mine told me something, and he said, if we look at Revelations 4, and we're going to go into the Bible real quick. I'm going to look it up real quick. Because I don't want to, I want things to be said right here. So Revelations 4, verse 5. If we go back verse 4. Surrounding the throne were 24 other thrones, and seated on them were 24 elders. They were dressed in white and had crowns of gold on their heads. From the throne, all right, let's pay attention from this. From the throne came flashes of lightning. Okay, we're talking about light now. We're talking about illumination. Came flashes of lightning, rumblings of peals of thunder. Now we're talking about audio. We're talking about sound, thunder, right? And it says, in front of the throne, 7 lamps were blazing. These are the 7 spirits of God. This pastor told me, Joe, if I could, I would put fire in my stage. And he was like, because that's what heaven looks like. It looks illuminated. It looks loud. It looks, with joy. It looks energy. And sometimes, he's like, he told me this, and it really shifted my perspective of production. He said, church does not look idle. It does not look, you know, you got to be quiet. You got to do this. It looks like illuminated. It looks bright. It looks loud. It sounds loud. It has power behind it, you know? And then we started talking about the differences of, you know, rock venues, yes, and other type of concerts. Well, if we go back to Lucifer, he was created as the main angel that did worship, that had all this. So I believe strongly that the enemy wants to imitate what should be for God.
Wow.
He wants to turn it for evil.
Yeah.
Right? And so I would say instead of us imitating rock concerts, I think rock concerts should imitate us.
Bro, I love that. Yeah, no, 100%. I'll be honest, I've never heard that Bible verse. That's awesome. I'm putting that in my pocket right now for when someone asks me, because that's amazing. I mean, I love the presentation, the picture that it paints. It should be loud. There should be lights.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes. So I always tell any church I go to, hey, man, if you want to put in the lighting and the audio, let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, let's go all out if you can. Now, I also understand, and probably we'll get into this a little bit later, but budgeting and all this also plays a big role. So definitely something to think about on that side.
100%. I guess this is sometimes where I'm fighting the balance. Sometimes being in production with the guys, with the team, I'm so focused on whether or not this is going to be perfect, whether or not the pastor's shadows are good, whether or not the Facebook live stream looks good with the camera angles that we have. Do you think we've become addicted to the show or the production that some churches maybe have forgotten about the spirit?
Oof, wow. I'll say this: 51% of the churches are still spirit led, and if 51% of the churches are spirit led, then we have the lead, because 51 is greater than 50.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I believe that there is still a heart and a hunger of people out there that are seeking the presence of God, that are seeking a genuine, authentic worship. I do believe there's out there. But let's talk about the other 50.
Yeah.
Yes, there is another side, another 50% of churches that, unfortunately, we have gone more into, how does it look like? It has to be perfect. We start bringing people down when things are not being right. That's our mistake.
Yeah.
The way that we react to mistakes, it's truly that's really the real thing.
Yeah.
You know, because if my reaction to mistakes is, and something I've told my team before, look, I welcome mistakes. Let's just try to avoid them for next time. What can we do to, move away? Give me a new mistake next Sunday.
Yeah.
Just don't give me the same one. Give me a new one. And we'll work from there. So definitely the second thing is, I believe that during the week, it's a time to practice. It's a time to, check out if your cameras are right, if your lighting is good, if your audio is great, if your videos are matching. During the week, bro, take the time. Take the time for that. As soon as Sunday hits, it's worship time now.
Yeah.
Let it roll.
Yeah.
Let it roll and start focusing on how can we impact people through what we're doing. You're just an arm. You're an extension of what's happening. And this is something you could tell your production team during that huddle, during that prayer. Your prayer should probably be something like, God, help us see, how are we impacting others? How are we the extension of the gospel through our technology, through our cameras, through our lighting scenes, through our audio levels? How are we impacting people? Bro, when you start seeing people crying and actually giving their lives to Christ, that's something you could grab on and let your team know, hey, you see that? Someone's feeling the presence because of the camera shot you're doing. Someone's feeling the presence, and it's being able to take the time to just be in God's presence because you're making the lighting room intimate.
Yeah.
You're making it like it's, it's just you and God. Those are the little, I would say, testimonies that you want to share with your team. You want to let them know this is your little seed of mustard. There it is, bro.
Yeah.
And it might seem like you're just behind a camera and I'm not doing much, but you're doing an impact definitely on someone.
Oh, 100%. And I know earlier in the week we talked about this as to how so many people are showing up to church now. and maybe they didn't see a flyer in the panaderia like
Yep,
we used
yep,
to,
yep.
or someone gave it to them. They saw it on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
They saw it on YouTube Live.
Yeah.
And so I think, to add more to your point, it's working. I mean, someone is being impacted. Someone saw you on your phone, maybe driving, maybe sitting down somewhere, drinking a coffee, and now they're here, and now they gave their life to Jesus.
Yeah.
And so I love it.
Yeah, no, social media is definitely the first door to your church before that door that you guys have in your building.
Yeah.
Social media is the window. Yeah, let's take it further. It's the window of your church.
Yeah.
You know, it's not even the door. It's the window.
Yep.
People get to see the inside through social media of your church. And yes, you're right. Nowadays, a lot of people are going to churches, but first they're researching them. They're watching their live stream. They're listening to their pastors, preaching. They're seeing how active they are. And a lot of times that attracts people. So I want to be part of that. I like the quality. I like this. I like that. So
no, bro. And I know, again, we were having a conversation. That's why it's so important to have good audio, have a good camera shot, have good lighting, so that you know your camera looks good.
Yeah.
So I love it, man. Testimony.
Yeah.
And share the testimonies with the team.
That's right.
I love it. And now let's go behind the scenes. I know, bro, I've known you for a while now.
Yeah.
I know just us together have done a lot of different events, different projects.
Yeah.
Bro, tell me, just share with me, what has been one of your biggest fails?
Oh man. One of them is the one I've seen, and the other one happened to me.
Yeah.
One of them was, we were doing a rehearsal, run through. It was a Sunday morning, brother. It was like service started at 9, so we were there at 7. The band was running, everything was going smooth, blah blah blah. I'm just producing, right? So I'm just behind the sound booth, calling out, the cues and everything. Out of nowhere,